Welcome everyone to another episode of Minecrab. We've updated to Classic 0.0.28_01. And this version added so many new blocks. In previous versions, we only had access to 13 blocks. Well now, this version has added 21 new blocks for us to use. That's more than double the number of blocks we had before. So I'm placing them in our museum of first blocks right now. And as you can see in the inventory, most of these blocks are cloth blocks, like wool in modern Minecraft. But their colors are kind of different than modern Minecraft. We'll get into that soon. So these are the last two wool blocks, and then we've also got the dandelion, rose, and 2 mushrooms that we can place on this dirt I put ahead of time. And finally, we also have the gold block. So many new blocks. Look at our collection now. Now let's take a closer look at the cloth colors. I've created this chart to show where the colors lie. Notch never gave the colors official names, so I'm using the names on the Minecraft Wiki to label these points. So you see there are 3 axes, red, green, and blue, which form all the colors. So full red is the red cloth, and then full red and full blue is magenta. But full red and half blue creates the rose cloth. And most of the colors either lie fully or halfway on the color axes. So yellow is fully red and fully green. Orange is fully red, but only half green. Chartreuse is fully green, but only half red. So most of them follow that pattern, but there are a few outliers. The first group of outliers are the grays and white. They follow this line where red, green, and blue are all equal. And the lower down the line the color is, the darker it is. Finally, Capri, Ultramarine, and Purple, these 3 right here, were chosen kind of arbitrarily by Notch, as far as I can tell. The red and green values don't follow a pattern, they were just chosen to make them look good. But they all have full blue. Those color patterns were cool to see, but how will we use them? In episode 3, due to a pre-classic update, all our blocks were converted to stone. Our world has been this dull gray ever since. Until now, I have manually replaced the entire top layer of our world with green cloth to act as an artificial grass for our world. Now, I'd like your feedback on this. Let me know if it's too bright. Since it's definitely a vibrant green, I'll revert this change if you guys don't like it. This cloth is actually pretty close to how grass looks like in this version, though. Now I've gone ahead and also created some artificial trees across our world. I think they help break up that color a little bit. And now we have an entire fake nature, like Needville from the Lorax. I even built these 2 goofy looking trees that actually used to generate during Classic 14A. Our world didn't generate any trees at all since it was created before they existed. When cloth was first added to the game, one of the first things everyone started doing was making pixel art. We're looking at the first pixel art recorded in Minecraft right now that we recreated in our world. This is Mario by JWAP. But if we go to the other side and look back, now we have Luigi made out of cloth as well. Just for fun, I've created some more pixel art as well. This is a blue crab for our channel. Here's a Pikachu from Pokemon. And then a 3D pixel art, this is a Rubik's Cube. Functionally, the cloth block works like any other full block in this version. We're going to move on from it now to the new plants and fungi in this version, which act just like the sapling from before. The sapling decays if it's not on a dirt or grass block, or if it doesn't have light. So I'm going to cover up these new plants and fungi, and you'll see that they start to decay. This is especially weird for the mushrooms, since in modern Minecraft they get destroyed by light, but in this version they need light to survive. I can place these blocks wherever I want to though. They'll just decay over time if I put them into an invalid position. The final notable change from this update is the addition of an inventory, which you saw at the start. There are 32 blocks in rows of 8, not rows of 9. You can customize your hotbar with these items, but you're not allowed to have 2 of the same item. So if I select the rose, it's going to swap the rose in the 9th slot with my selected slot. It's not going to make 2 roses. The final thing I want to do in this episode is take a look into the save file of Classic Minecraft. After months of coding, I'm excited to announce the ClassicExplorer program. This program can read and display all the contents of any classic Minecraft file. It's similar to MBT Explorer for the MBT format. The program will be released soon after this episode's out. Now we're using ClassicExplorer to look at the Minecrab level. We can see all the fields like depth, height, and width, which are the dimensions of our world. We can see the rotation of our spawn, the number of ticks I've spent in the world, and the 3 coordinates for our spawn point, including the very high Y coordinate we got in an earlier episode. We can also see the array of blocks that make up our world, and the list of entities. If I open this up, you can see we have 85 different humans in our world. They're called zombie, but they really mean humans. If I open up any one of these, we can see their rotation, speed, and entity fields, like whether they're on the ground or not, and their different coordinates. But the most exciting thing in this file are discontinued features. So our world was created in the very first version of Minecraft, which used a different format that only included the blocks of the world. When we updated to a later version, this gave us 3 discontinued fields. The creator was set to unknown instead of BlueCrab2, since that wasn't saved. The name was set to just 2 dashes instead of the default value, which is a nice world. And finally, the create time was set to 0, which is the beginning of the Unix epoch. And the beginning of the Unix epoch is January 1st, 1970 at midnight. Minecraft wouldn't exist until over 39 years after 1970, so obviously this value is impossible. That's all for this episode. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing since a lot of time goes into making these episodes. Bye and Happy New Year for 2023.